So in today's video, I'm going to give you an update on Manzer. I'm going to tell you what really happened, and I'm going to answer your questions. If you're new here, my name is Brandi, and this channel is all about horses and my journey with horsemanship. If you want to learn more about horses or follow my journey, you can start by hitting that subscribe button and make sure to hit that little bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I've had so many questions regarding Manzer. Now, if you don't know who Manzer is, he is our foal. So what you want to make sure to do, if you've not seen any Manzer videos, is stop watching this right now, and you're going to go to the link above. This is a playlist that I've made of Manzer's entire journey, and I feel like it's really important to start from the beginning, because otherwise you're going to feel like you're missing out on a lot of different things and ask a lot of questions that are answered in the videos. I really wanted to take this video with Manzer in the background today, but it is raining cats and dogs and there's just not even an option to be outside. So the first thing I want to talk about is Manzer's blood work. The vet called me back on July 8th with his blood work, and basically, let's see here, his vitamin E and selenium were above normal, so that's really good because we've been supplementing him for vitamin E just in case of a deficiency, which she said is not a problem at all that we've been supplementing him. But he doesn't need to continue to get it. Next is his fibrinogen levels. I hope I'm saying that right, but fibrinogen levels came back at 0.9. Now, 0.1 to 0.4 is normal, so his were elevated. The fibrinogen is a measure of inflammation in the body. The vet thinks that Manzer's was a body inflammation versus some sort of an infectious agent due to the soft tissue injury that he had. So that's really good news. We're happy about that there's nothing wrong with his blood work and we can just move on. So as that inflammation goes down in his body, then those levels should go back to normal as well. So all really good news. Now, this is a really big question that has come up on my channel, and that is, have you had massage work done with Manzer? Have you had a chiropractor look at him? Have you had acupuncture done? Have you had body work done? Have you used hot and cold presses? Have you done this? Have you done that? There's been so many questions about that. And so here's my take on all of that. Our foal has a soft tissue injury. And if you've ever had a soft tissue injury before, you know that you don't really want anybody to touch it. I'm going to give you an example. I injured my back recently, and it was actually super lame. I sneezed several times in a row and really tweaked a muscle in my back. And it wasn't even a cool story. But so this was healing and it was starting to feel much, much better. Well, then what happened is my daughter and I were picking berries in some bushes, and I stepped directly on a ground wasp nest, and I got stung in the leg, and I turned to get out of there as quick as possible, and when I did that, I tweaked my back again. So here it was healing really well, and it was okay, and when I turned and spun as quick as I did, oh my gosh, it was so incredibly painful after that, and then it just got worse. So after a few days of my back kind of healing, then I went to my chiropractor. This is just an example of, thinking about how much something hurts and if you really want somebody to touch it in the state that it's in. So my back, I couldn't go to the chiropractor that day to have it adjusted because it would have just been so painful. And I knew that it would feel better after a couple days. An adjustment was important and I really needed it, but not the day that it happened. So with that being said, with little Manzer, we are pretty confident that how he injured his back is when he did the backflip in the stall. So if you didn't see that, make sure to go back and watch those videos so you know the full story. And I think that the backflip didn't really bother him too bad. I think he hurt his back, but it wasn't so bad yet that he couldn't put his head down. I think it was just enough to cause him discomfort. And then if you watch the video on when we turned him out in the paddock for the first time and he touched the electric fence, that's the bee sting situation right there. So I think when he went out into that paddock, yes, he was uncomfortable already because he wasn't doing his normal full behavior. So I think he was just a little guarded and a little sore, so he didn't want to run around too much. And when he walked up and touched that electric fence, he spun around so fast. I think that was very similar to when I got stung by the bee. I think it was something that was a couple of different situations that led up to him being extremely sore. After the vet diagnosed him and found the location of the spot that was sore, and she thought that it was a soft tissue injury, Like she explained in the video, we could have went ahead and ultrasounded it to try to find exactly what it was, but at that point, does it really matter? We know that he hurt something in his back. Doing ultrasound would have been a little bit invasive and uncomfortable, and at the age that he's at, I really don't want him thinking that humans bring on any kind of pain. So that's why he hasn't had chiropractic, he hasn't had body work, he hasn't had massage, he hasn't had ultrasound, he hasn't had acupuncture. That stuff needs to wait a little bit. I do fully intend on getting a chiropractic adjustment done on him and also acupuncture if the vet thinks that I should. So stay tuned because those videos are all coming ahead. Okay, so now moving on, I want to go ahead and respond to some of your comments that you've asked. So first question is, has he been out with other horses yet? No, he has not been in the pasture with any horses, but he is able to sniff the other horses. So when we're feeding horses and they're coming in and out, they will stop at his gate and say hello. So, and he does his little baby like clacking thing that they do to other horses. So, and that's super cute. Next, am I going to sell him? No, I am not planning on selling him. That was not my intentions when I bred him. The reason that I bred him was so I could have another horse like Nika. I really adore her and I wanted to carry on her bloodlines and have something similar to her. How did I choose a sire? Well, that actually, I saw the sire at a farm that I was at for a clinic. And I just thought that he was a super cool horse, and the gal that owns him, she had his mother and she had his brother, who was also, she kept as a stallion, and she's had several babies all out of Amigo's dam, and they've all been wonderful horses, very trainable, very quiet, very athletic. So there's just a lot of things that I really liked about him, and I've always loved Wendy's horses. So they are, she just has really great horses. They've impressed me for many years. When will he need shoes? Well, I don't have a single horse on my property that has shoes. It's not that I'm against shoes. It's just that we live in kind of a sandy area and my horses are used in my indoor arena mostly. We do get out on the trails and stuff, but the ground is all pretty sandy. What is the cutest thing Manzer does with Nika, my kids, or my family? Well, the thing that is, I think the cutest is his nicker. And if he hears my voice or he sees my kids or my husband or his mom, he's got the cutest little whinny and nicker ever, and he comes trotting up all happy to see people. So I love that about him. He's so personable and he just genuinely loves people. What's wrong with his tongue? Well, there's nothing wrong with his tongue that I'm aware of anyway. And all I can say about his tongue, if you watch the birth video, you can see how it's hanging out, and he had, ooh, we have a doozy of a storm going on right now. The only thing that I think he has going on is that his tongue is absolutely gigantic. His mom is the same way, and she just has a huge tongue. So when she eats, she sticks her tongue out a lot. She spills food everywhere. Her teeth are fine. It's not her teeth. It's simply, oh gosh. The one thing that scares the bejesus out of me is lightning. I honestly don't mind it. It just makes me jump. I can't help it. And the worst is when I'm out in the horse pasture and I'm in our side-by-side putting hay out and it's lightning, I scream like a little girl. I can't help it. It's just how I am. So going back to Manzer's tongue, yes, I really don't think that there's anything wrong with his tongue. I just think that it's exceptionally big, and it took him a long time to figure out how to keep it in his mouth. If you watch his mom eat, she is the messiest eater ever, and she's got the same thing going on. She's a huge tongue. Okay, when will I decide to geld him? You know, I really don't know. I'm gonna do the same thing with the gelding as I'm doing with the weaning, and I'm just gonna kind of wait it out and see what happens. So, but what I would like to know is, why don't you comment below and let me know if you think I should geld him or should I hold off and wait? I'm really interested to see what people say. So speaking of that, one of the questions is, will he be bigger if I geld him? I really don't know the answer to that. So those of you who have raised your own horses, do they grow more if you geld them earlier or later, or how does that work? Like, what's the recommended time for gelding a colt? So comment below, let me know. Okay, did my friend's horse get bred? If you've been following the journey, you've probably seen that my friend Katie's horse was along for the the whole thing. So her horse special was pastured with Nika and the stallion. So, but I'm not going to spoil it for her. So what I'm going to say to do is, if you want to know about Katie's horse and what happened there, I want you to go check out their channel. It's Danny the Horse Girl. I really want to see more videos about their journey, so go over there and comment on their channel, because tell them I sent you. What is my plan for him? Well, I don't really have a plan. And, well, I do have a plan. I have never had a horse that I'm the only one that has touched. So, you know, we got Nika as a yearling. There's other horses that we have that we got really young, and I'm the one that started them, but I've never had one right from scratch. So that's my plan with him, is to be able to do all of his training from scratch and to see how far I can bring him along. I don't have a specific discipline chosen for him, because I don't really have a specific discipline chosen for myself. I like a little bit of everything. I like to ride dressage. I like to barrel race. I like to do jumping. I like to trail ride. I've done a couple of endurance rides. I like everything. I like cow working. I like it all. So I'm just trying to better myself, and he is kind of a form of my education. So I'm gonna just bring him along as far as I can and see what he's gonna be really good at and go from there. What's wrong with his legs? Well, Manzer was huge when he was born, so he's what's considered windswept, because all those big long legs had to be tucked up somewhere. So he just kind of came out sort of crooked because he was tucked in there like that. So if you want me to do a video on a windswept foal, comment below. I think I have enough footage of everything and can go through and kind of pinpoint stuff and let you know what the vet has said about it and all that. So I'd be happy to do that if you guys are interested in it. So make sure to comment below and let me know if I should do a video on what windswept is. I am breeding my mare next year. Any tips? Oh my gosh, tips. Watch every single video that I have in this journey and then watch it again. And I want you to write everything down. Make sure you have a list of pros and cons for breeding your mare. Write down a list of every single quality that your mare has that you love, and then write down a list of every single thing that your mare does that you don't like. So it's very important. I want you to pick apart her conformation. I want you to pick apart the stallion's conformation. I want you to look at your budget and see if you can afford it, because breeding a horse is so much more expensive than just going out and buying exactly what you want. So really think about all those things. And are you prepared to handle emergencies? And are you prepared to handle it if things go wrong? I have bred a mare in the past that has lost a foal, and it was very sad for us. So it's, you know, are you prepared for all those things? Another thing that's really important is, do you have good vet care in your area? There was about 5 years where we really were very limited on vet care in our area. And so with my mare, we had plenty of things that happened where I needed to have a vet out. So make sure that you've got that in your books. Now, one of the most common questions that I have gotten is, will I breed Nika again? I don't know. So what I want to know is, what do you think? Do you think I should breed her again? Do you think I shouldn't breed her again? Why or why not? Please comment below. I would love to hear what you have to say, since you've been through this entire journey with me. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear it. Okay, well, I think that sums up a lot of recently asked questions, and if you have any more, please feel free to leave it below. I love reading your comments. I read every single comment on my channel. So, and if you don't get a response from me, just know that, like, I've got a lot of them to get to, but I did read it, and I appreciate all of your comments. It means a lot to me. So if you want to follow Manzer's journey, make sure to stay tuned, because I have so many videos coming very, very soon of how he's doing and his healing and all that. So make sure to stay tuned and watch for those. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a like, share it with your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.